Here in Union Square, it seems that there are more than enough taxis on the streets of San Francisco. But according to research, there just aren't enough cabs to fill the need of the growing population here in the city. Find out what officials are planning to do about the issue next on State of Events.
Hello and welcome to State of Events, where you get the Bay Area's best news. I'm Álvaro Vargas.
And I'm Zenny Brown. Thanks for joining us. The Bay Area is home to many bicyclists, and that number keeps growing, especially on Friday evenings. State of Events reporter Belen Alvarez explains how a biking event is taking the streets by storm. Belen?
Thank you, Zenny. Whether you're behind the wheel or behind handlebars, Bay Area commuters will have to pay extra attention to the road this coming weekend. In the city of Berkeley, there is an event that has many switching from 2 feet to 2 wheels. The event is called
Bike Party, Right Turn!
Every second Friday of the month, thousands of spectators come together to hit the streets of the East Bay. The event is organized by a collective of cycling enthusiasts who come up with new routes and themes each month. The event is rich in colors, lights, music, and art, and attracts people from all over the Bay Area. The participants decorate their bikes with blinking lights to be easily seen by motorists and also to stand out in the crowd. The party takes off just before sundown, where cyclists go through busy main streets and urban areas in the East Bay.
I've done it several times in the last year. It's just a fun thing to do, just to be out and about. There's usually some interesting music and fun people to see and bikes to see.
At every bike party, there's a pit stop for cyclists to regroup and to enjoy music, dancing, and art. Although Bike Party promotes safe riding tips, not every rider follows them.
Oh yeah, there's always a chance for somebody to get hurt out there.
Drinking has always been a part of bike party culture, even though organizers struggle each month to have a bike party that is alcohol-free.
Discourage bad behavior whenever possible. We shun it.
In the state of California, it is against the law to bike under the influence. Oakland police say that alcohol has been a major factor for most bike party accidents. Other accidents involve not following street signs, running red lights, and cycling against traffic.
I follow the rules. You ride straight and don't get trashed is simply the best way to avoid that.
Stop at lights, stay right. Pack your trash, don't get smashed. Ride straight, and don't hate. These are the easiest steps to ensure a fun and safe bike party. You can check out Bike Party every Friday of the month and also download the PDF to find out the route of the bikers to avoid delays and congestions for those driving behind the wheel. Back to you, Alvaro.
Thanks, Belen. Aviation history is about to be made in the Bay Area. In just less than a month, a solar-powered plane will embark on a record-setting cross-country flight. The aircraft has the wingspan of a 747 but weighs about the same as a mid-size sedan. Integrated into its wings are 12,000 solar panels made by San Jose-based SunPower. The plane is scheduled to take off from Mountain View on May 1st and make stops in Phoenix, Dallas, Washington, D.C., and New York.
Calling and hailing cabs can be very frustrating for some San Francisco residents. Recent studies show that the long wait times make taxis notoriously unreliable. State of Events reporter Bia Roldan is here to explain the research, what it suggests, and how transportation officials are reacting. Bia?
Thank you, Zenny. The research we're talking about here is by Hare Associates, which is a taxi industry expert hired by the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency. Its overall findings is that the city needs 600 to 800 more cabs. According to survey findings, 15% of those who call for cabs in San Francisco residential areas wait for over a half hour. That percentage nearly doubles on the weekends, and in some cases they wait and no taxi shows up. Mark Clarin, who lives in the Excelsior area, says he's had experience waiting for cabs.
I would call for cabs and they would say they would show up in 20 minutes or so. They wouldn't show up for like 40 to an hour. It helps to have just more cabs outside of the downtown area.
And even taxi drivers are noticing the need for more cabs. SFMTA tells us that these stories are what pushed the agency to hire experts to come up with the numerical data. The research indicates that successful rideshare applications and services indicates the need for more cabs, although Hera Associates mockingly comments on how secure these services are. Quote, "We do not want to reach the stage where a San Franciscan inadvertently requests a ride through kidnapme.org. SFMTA spokesperson Paul Rose says the city is all for innovation. They just want to ensure riders are not in harm's way.
We just want to make sure that we can move forward with a program like this that's safe and accessible to everyone in San Francisco. Some of the ride-sharing cars and applications aren't regulated, so there's no protocol for safety or accessibility.
Ride-sharing companies continue to operate, and residents like Whitney Bullner hears that they are good for convenience purposes.
I hear they're good though, like you can get one that's close by you.
So far, you can expect to have 1,800 cabs by the end of the year, but we'll wait to hear from the city how much more will be added in the years to come. The board of directors are in a meeting as I speak, and they will vote to approve or reject a proposal to add 600 more cabs by 2015 or postpone their decision for another day. We'll keep you updated as the situation develops. Back to you, Alvaro and Zenny.
Thanks, Bia. And coming up, a popular Bay Area attraction has a new home. We'll take you there next.
Many of you may be surprised to learn that there's a museum on the campus, and you might be shocked to find out just what's lurking in that museum. All this and more when we come back.
It's the day we've all been waiting for, the grand opening of the new Exploratorium here on the Embarcadero. And I've got a sneak preview of all the fun goodies you can expect to see when you come to visit. Stay tuned to see it only on State of Events.
Coming up, I'll tell you where you can find the only triple-layered coffin of a mummy in the United States, and it's here on San Francisco State's campus. Reporting for State of Events, I'm Lauren Martinez.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Welcome back to State of Events. In San Francisco, the newly renovated Exploratorium is finally open. On Monday, the Science Museum welcomed guests to their new Bayside home on the Embarcadero. But before it was open to the public, we sent State of Events reporter Shannon Weprin to get the inside scoop on what those visitors had to look forward to. Shannon, how much fun was it?
Alvaro, I had a great time, and the best part is that I didn't even realize I was learning in the process. It's the same Exploratorium we all know and love, just with the facelift. The Exploratorium may have a brand new home, but its goal is still the same: to intrigue their visitors, to explore the curious world around them.
Science doesn't have to be your favorite subject in school for you to enjoy your time at the Exploratorium. Now, at the city's vibrant waterfront, this internationally acclaimed museum has tripled in size since its move from the Palace of Fine Arts, and tripled in the amount of fun to be had. The indoor and outdoor spaces are divided into 6 main galleries. This gallery curator pointed out 2 exciting additions.
One is the East Galleries focused on the Bay, so lots of exhibits that are specifically about our environment and making the Bay actually an interactive exhibit for people, so taking advantage of this location. The other is, and I'm very biased here, but our expanded focus on human social behavior.
A new outdoor gallery features various ticketed and free exhibits that were designed to highlight the surrounding bay. Some displays may look familiar if you ever visited the Exploratorium's old location, like this one, the Echo Tube.
That's the idea of the exhibit. Also, you actually can make sounds.
But even this dark scene that is so old school Exploratorium is countered by the huge windows in the next room over.
You can look out into the whole bay and watch the water, and there's so much sunlight, and we never had light like that in the old building. It was pretty much a cave.
With all of this change, the Exploratorium staff still hasn't lost sight of one of its founding trends to combine science with art.
Very early on, we were interested in how artists see the world. And part of the interesting part about getting different kinds of people from different disciplines is that they actually do see the world differently. They translate the world differently.
Whether you are a seasoned Exploratorium goer or new to it all, Hugh hopes that your time at Pier 15 is a unique one.
If they've never been here before, I think the thing I always want people to say is not so much, now I get it or now I understand it, but wow, now I'm more interested in that than I ever was before. If they've been here before, I really want them to say both, it's still the Exploratorium, but I never expected this at the Exploratorium. This is this new thing that I didn't expect. I want both of those things.
It truly is a special place for the whole family. Now, in order to minimize lines and avoid overcrowding, all tickets through September 2013 will feature timed entry. Tickets for the new Exploratorium are already on sale at exploratorium.edu/visit. Zenny and Alvaro, we have got to head over there for some of this fun. Back to you.
Sounds like a plan, Shannon. As spring settles in San Francisco, so is Earth Month. April 18th marks Earth Day, and April is Earth Month. San Francisco State's organization Eco Students are showing students and residents how to go green all month long. They will be hosting various events such as an Eco Film Festival, beach cleanups, and a sustainability fair. For more information, contact the organization at sfsuecostudents@gmail.com.
San Francisco is celebrating Earth Day this weekend. The annual event returns to Civic Center Plaza on April 20th to promote the environmental awareness in the Bay Area and worldwide. The last celebration in San Francisco was in 2011. The first Earth Day event was 43 years ago in 1970.
Thursday marked the anniversary of the 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire. To make sure residents are prepared, the California Academy of Sciences is hosting Make Your Own Game Plan Pep Rally. Sports legends Jerry Rice and Christy Yamaguchi were on site to help families get earthquake safe. The earthquake exhibit features fast and easy preparedness tips, basic first aid, and CPR with the help of the American Red Cross and PG&E. At the end of the day, families can take home preparedness kits. The pep rally runs from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m.
San Francisco State is home to many things on campus, but an ancient Egyptian mummy doesn't come to mind, does it?
No, it doesn't, but it's tucked away on the 5th floor of the Humanities Building in the University Museum. The museum holds over 1,000 Egyptian artifacts and recently displaying a ceramic collection made by Greek colonists in southern Italy that date over 2,000 years old.
The curator says schools from all over the Bay Area and even Sacramento traveled to the museum as a field trip. State of Events Lauren Martinez went there as well to check out the mummy and its triple-layered coffin.
San Francisco State is home to many things on campus, but an ancient Egyptian mummy doesn't come to mind. Tucked away on the 5th floor of the Humanities Building is the University Museum. Holding over 1,000 Egyptian artifacts and recently displaying a ceramic collection that dates over 2,000 years old. Curator Professor Linda Ellis says schools from all over the Bay Area and even Sacramento travel to the museum as a field trip. The main attraction? The mummy and its triple-layered coffin.
We are the only museum in the United States that has a triple-nested mummy. The Metropolitan Museum has about 3 or 4 that are double-nested, that is one coffin inside another. But we have one that is a set of 3-tiered coffins, which is very unusual.
The current exhibit is split into 2 parts, ancient Egyptian artifacts and a theme that changes every semester. The current exhibit is called Fearless Women Voyagers, women who challenged the Middle East. After taking off your shoes, one of the exhibits includes a tent that you can sit in that simulates what many of the women voyagers had to sleep in when they traveled through the desert. The museum is open to the public and is run by student volunteers. Communications major Kate Brown has all her classes in the Humanities Building this spring, but never knew about the museum.
Do you think you're going to check out the museum on the 5th floor now?
Oh, definitely.
For more information on the museum, you can check out museumstudies.sfsu.edu. Reporting for State of Events in San Francisco, I'm Lauren Martinez.
Do you pay for a nanny to help taking care of your kids? The IRS wants to know about it. We'll explain why next.
And we've been experiencing fantastic weather around the Bay. How long will it continue? We'll have the answer next in our forecast.
Coming up, we're expecting more beautiful weather in San Francisco. I'll have the 5-day forecast next. I'm Shiva Osmani for State of Events.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And coming up next, find out what taxes parents are avoiding.
And we're back on State of Events. In world news on Tuesday, a 7.8 earthquake hit the Tehran near the Iran-Pakistani border. At least 34 are dead and 80 injured. Those numbers are expected to rise. It was the first major earthquake to hit Iran in almost 40 years. The quake was felt as far away as India.
This week, Venezuela's new president, Nicolás Maduro, won a close race against Enrique Capriles Radonsky. With 50% of the vote, public pressure to recount the votes have been unsuccessful. The country's state-run media reports at least 7 dead and more than 61 injured following post-election protests.
Dubai's police announced that patrol cars will now be Lamborghinis. Officials say that they wanted to keep up with the reputation of Dubai as a city of luxury in all its facilities. The Italian sports car costs $500,000. The high-priced patrol car reaches speeds of 217 miles per hour.
Zenny, do you pay your nanny tax? Many of you may be scratching your heads, but the IRS wants to require that anyone who pays a household employee more than $1,800 covers taxes for that person.
State of Events reporter Nicole Landon has more on this story.
Do most people pay what's known as the nanny tax? That's a question most parents don't want to answer because an estimated 80 to 95% do not.
I'm not familiar with the nanny tax.
The Internal Revenue Service requires parents who pay their nannies more than $1,800 a year to withhold Social Security, Medicare, federal and state unemployment taxes. Generally, it's about 10% of an employee's salary.
I just don't understand why the family that's employing the nanny is required to pay taxes to the government and then after the fact, pay taxes for their employee.
In the last decade, the number of nanny tax evaders has increased because more families are finding and hiring nannies themselves through websites like Care.com. In the past, parents would go through an agency that walked its members through the tax process. When hired, many nannies aren't even aware that the tax exists.
I don't know what the nanny tax is, and I don't know any nannies that pay it.
Nannies are a significant portion of the family's income, and adding the tax isn't in the family budget. But nannies don't seem to mind.
I prefer to be paid under the table because I make more money that way.
People rarely get caught for evading the nanny tax, but with nanny sites on the rise, the IRS wants to make sure everyone is doing their part. Reporting in San Francisco for State of Events, I'm Nicole Landon.
Zenny, we've been enjoying a very sunny and warm weather in the Bay Area this week, right?
That's right. Let's turn to Shiva Osmani for a look at how long the spring weather will continue. Shiva?
It's really nice out there. That's the thing about the weather. Some say it's going to be wonderful, but we do need the rain. There's no rain in the forecast, so we might as well enjoy what we have. For now, let's take a look at the view from Hayward Hills. See how clear is it out there? Now let's take a look at the Japanese Garden in Hayward. I'm telling you, those of us living in the Bay Area are lucky to be enjoying these sunny days. As I mentioned, there is no rain in the forecast. Tomorrow is going to be super nice. It's going to be beautiful and sunny. Let's look at the satellite map of the Bay Area. It's 54 in San Francisco, 51 in Daly City. In the East Bay, it's 51 in Berkeley and Richmond, 59 in Hayward, 56 in Union City. The weekend in San Francisco will be very pleasant. It's going to be perfect day to pack your bags and head out to the beach. Here's what the 5-day forecast looks like. Mostly sunny with a high of 65 and low of 52 on Thursday. On Friday, mostly sunny as well with a high of 65 and a low of 55. The weekend gets better on Saturday. We have more sunshine coming through and it's going to be warmer. 77 high and 57 low Sunday, it's going to be partly sunny, 76 high, 58 low, and 77 high and 58 low on Monday. The sun continues to shine while we all head back to work. That is all for your State of Events forecast. I'm Shiva Osmani. Back to you, Alvaro and Zenny.
Coming up, why you may want to reconsider stretching before your next workout.
And Lauren Martinez gives us an update on the tragic aftermath to the Boston Marathon.
Coming up on sports, I'll catch you up on how Bay Area baseball teams are leading in their divisions.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back to State of Events. You may want to rethink stretching before your next workout. Studies show that it could possibly be unnecessary. The Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, along with the Scandinavian Journal, finds pre-exercise stretching to be counterproductive. It also concludes that stretching can lessen a jumper's height and sprinter's speed without greatly reducing a person's chance of hurting themselves. But some trainers say that stretching does have its benefits. A professor of physical therapy in North Carolina says that stretching increases flexibility, and research shows it can prevent injury after your workout or later in the day.
San Francisco is just one of several big cities across the U.S. increasing security in the wake of a deadly attack in Boston. Officers say there will be an increase of police presence at tourist spots and at BART stations. In our sports segment, State of Events reporter Lauren Martinez has an update on how Boston is coping.
Thanks, Alvaro. Nearly 27,000 registered athletes were still working to complete the Boston Marathon course when 2 consecutive blasts went off, turning an annual sporting event to a tragic day. 2 explosions went off near the finish line of the Boston Marathon. The blast sent over 100 people to the hospital. As of 9 p.m. Monday night, 3 people were reported dead, one of them an 8-year-old boy. The animation shows the 26.2-mile route and where the blast occurred just yards away from each other. The impact knocked runners off their feet, and the plume of smoke triggered chaos. FBI Special Agent in Charge Richard DeLaurier says they will lead the multi-agency investigation.
It will be an ongoing investigation. It is a criminal investigation that has the potential, is a potential terrorist investigation.
Different games paid tribute to the victims of the bombing. The NHL and the Boston Bruins called off their Monday night's home game against the Ottawa Senators, while the NBA canceled Tuesday's home game against the Indiana Pacers. Here on the West Coast, Golden State Warriors fans are celebrating after a 3-point basket by point guard Stephen Curry against the San Antonio Spurs. Winning 116-106, the Warriors are 1 game away from clinching the 6th seed. The Sacramento Kings franchise and their fans have a big week ahead of them. The NBA Board of Governors will decide on the future of the team between Sacramento and Seattle. And for baseball, the Oakland A's are leading with the AL West with 10-4 record. The Texas Rangers are in second place with an 8-5 record. The Giants are currently in first place with a 9-4 record. They have a half-game lead over second place Arizona Diamondbacks, and Colorado Rockies holding 8-4 records. That's it for your sports update. Zenny and Alvaro, back to you.
Thanks, Lauren. That is it for State of Events this week. Join us again next for more Bay Area news.
And don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Zenny Brown, signing out. Have a good week.